I am sitting in my Jeep on this beautiful sunny day near Lake Lanier in Buford. Not a bad place to be for sure. I'm preparing to show a home, so I thought I would share with you a conversation that I just had with my seller. It's a question that realtors get every day, and it is one of the more confusing topics, not only for sellers, but also buyers. The question was, what should I bring to closing? Um, this is the hidden costs of selling a home. But first, if you've engaged in a reputable agent or a lender, the word hidden would never be in their vocabulary. Your agent and your mortgage broker should have time to explain these costs to you. Your mortgage broker can help you understand the actual specifics of these costs and give you a good number, but I thought that I would just touch on the basics. These are costs that can be estimated by your lender, which is one of the most important reasons for you to get pre approved before buying a new home. Investment, selling a house, to purchase a new home, pre approval, not only for that reason, but it's also a great negotiation tool. If you're a seller and you have a buyer that comes to you with a pre approval letter, you're going to look at that offer way faster than you're going to look at a buyer who isn't pre approved. So take that into consideration. If you're a seller that is turning around and going to buy another home, even though you have seller credit, or even if you have enough money to bring to the table, still get pre-approved. It's still really, really important. It's great for you and your family's mindset. It's great to know what your closing costs will be. It's great to have that letter with you. It's great to know what you can afford. If you're a buyer and you get to that point and you find the home, you're going to make an earnest money deposit. This is going to be put towards your closing, so you will get it back kind of in the long run. You're not out of pocket this money, let's just say. It goes towards your closing costs, which can include prorated taxes, loan processing, interest towards the loan, money towards the mortgage escrow account, title processing, the clerk of court processing fees, and if applicable, of course, your HOA fees prorated, your special assessments, if there is one, closing letter fees, so on and so forth. And then, of course, you're always going to have your down payment, which also, if you have a good mortgage broker, can help you find a loan where, some of those, the old adage of 10 to 20% down isn't always necessarily true. I mean, there's 1 to 2% loans. VA, of course, has no money down. So, again, get pre approved with a mortgage broker. You're so much better off. But based on a recent Atlanta Business Chronicle article, the median price of a home in and north of Atlanta has increased from 6% to upwards of 10%, which is wonderful for buyers and sellers, and even for people like me. I'm a resident of Forsyth County, which right now I have no intention of moving, but my children are getting older, and I will be an empty nester soon, and I'll probably want to downsize. So the market's ever evolving. Of course, tomorrow it can change. Interest rates can go up, interest rates can go down, but it's very good to hear that the market is increasing. The prices are increasing. On average, closing costs, or the cost of selling a home, not necessarily closing costs, but the cost of selling the home can be upwards of $18,000. That can include minor repairs, staging, really important, agent fees, but approximately $12,000 of that is actual closing costs. A buyer, of course, will also have their own fees. Those will include the home inspection, which is usually done during due diligence, appraisal, down payment, closing costs, of course. For a buyer who has sold a previous home, sometimes these out-of-pocket expenses or closing cost expenses don't seem to be too astonishing because they know they have equity coming from house A, moving over to their new home. But just look over the closing costs either way. A lot of times I've noticed that a seller buyer doesn't look over these numbers, and sometimes there's mistakes. Make sure your agent looks it over. Make sure you talk about them with your mortgage broker. Make sure you understand them. Even if you have equity coming to the table, even if it's not of a big concern, have your agent really look over these for you, go to bat for you, whether you're a buyer or a seller. Buyers especially, new home buyers especially, get an agent that really knows what they're talking about, to be your eyes and ears for your future investment. Closing costs a lot of times can be negotiated at the table, whether on the buyer side or on the seller side. Sometimes sellers don't want to reduce the price of the sale price. They want to help keep the market going, and they'll put money towards the closings. Buyers, of course, you may be able to, rather than negotiate down the price of the home, get cash at closing. A lot of times that's more important than the final price of the home, because you're going to end up refinancing somewhere down the line. Buying a home is emotional, buyers and sellers. So, keep that in mind. Get a good agent in your corner, get a good mortgage broker in your corner. I think they're equally important. If they're a good team, they'll work together, they'll keep you up to date. They will talk to each other first sometimes to make sure that they're on the same page that their buyer or seller is. So, one of the other things Atlanta's Business Chronicle reported, the best news too, is that if you're looking to buy in or north of Atlanta, Atlanta's home selling costs are listed as one of the lowest, meaning closing costs coming to the end, to the close, cash at close. They did a poll of 35 states, and Atlanta came in as one of the one of the lowest. So that's really exciting too. And one of the things that really kind of astonished me. Now, mind you, the area that we're about to talk about, their home prices are way higher than ours, and the income ratio is way higher than ours. But in San Jose, California, the median closing cost, now mind you, that means there's higher and there's lower than this, but their median closing cost is well over $81,000. What? I'm going to stay in the South for a while. But either way, contact me if you have any questions regarding this or any other real estate matter, looking to buy, sell in the area, invest. Me and my brokerage team, Southeastern Home Team, is here for you. Enjoy your day.